already just by word of mouth, so thank you. It is amazing. We have just been saying how lovely it is to hear you all chatting and how loud it is, and the fact that I can't project to the back of the room, so I apologise. I was just going to mention, totally not related to Aiga, we have a birthday today. If the person whose birthday it is wants to stand up. She's 21 again, definitely.
Happy birthday, Tina!
How kind, thank you.
I won't embarrass you with my terrible singing.
We also had a wedding at the weekend, and I can't believe she's here, but congratulations to Beth on her wedding. And we had a baby. Yeah. I can't believe you're here. There's probably more, so I apologise if I've missed anyone with some.
Anyone else want anything else they want to share?
Just seemed like a nice life news. Anyway, so thank you for coming. We're really excited that you're all here. We've obviously got Anissa talking, and Victoria will introduce.
No, she's there now.
These will continue next year. We're going to have some other bits and bobs going on next year as well. So we are definitely going to do afternoon tea at Rudding in May. So we haven't announced it yet, but it is happening. So if people would be interested, we'll send out details to you guys first and then go from there. So yeah, thank you. Keep talking to each other. If there's anybody you know who you think is a female leader who would like to join, please do let us know and bring them along. Anything else?
So yeah, and on to the amazing Anissa, who is going to be sharing her insight and expertise today. So just for those of you who haven't joined us before, so the plan of attack, not that we really have much of a plan because we're very laissez-faire, is that Anissa will share her insight and expertise for sort of like 10-15 minutes so we can all, well, I'm certainly going to scoff my face because I'm starving. So I can eat some breakfast, Anissa's going to talk, and then once Anissa's finished, we'll have a little Q&A, and then literally please stand up, go grab more teas and coffees, go grab more drinks, and just connect with all the phenomenal powerhouse women that are in this room, because I look at this list and I've heard quite a few people come to me and say, do you know what, I've met so and so and we've done this together, and it really does make my heart absolutely sing, so thank you all so much. As I mentioned, I have had the honour of knowing Anissa for the last 10 years now. She moved up from London, was the ops director and phenomenal teacher of some very prestigious schools down south. She's been featured in OK Magazine, Hello Magazine. She does work for Lloyd's, Baby Brain, come on V, BBC Radio Leeds, Fire Service, Police Service. But you know what? I can't do her any justice like this woman can. So without further ado, Anissa, please can you come and share? I'm going to get some free
While I do the chat. Okay, fine. Well, welcome. Thank you very much for that introduction. Yes, I am Anissa. I am a positive parenting coach. So for those of you in the room who are parents, that's what I spend my life doing. I support parents, I support corporates, I work with schools, and just help you to raise your families with confident and happy children, no matter what's going on for you. But I also very much got my entrepreneurial hat on, and I love championing amazing women, and I think we've got some pretty awesome women in this room, and I know that the ones I know are pretty, well, fantastic, and I'm in awe of their wonderfulness. But there are also people in this room that I am yet to meet, and so I really hope that over the course of today, or even future meetings, that I get the chance to meet you. But today, I was invited to come along, not with my parenting hat on, because the way I work with my clients is very much holistically. Yes, they might come to me because little Johnny's got a problem and something else is going on, but we very much look at the holistic whole person. And I'm passionate about a lot of things, and you'll probably hear that word a lot because I just ooze it everywhere I go. But I'm also passionate about getting you to Christmas Day without running on fumes. So, you were all given a card when you sat down. If you weren't given a card, please let me know, because there is one here. I gave out all the pens I have. If you're not, okay. What I would like you to do is we're just going to take 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, to do. Anyone else? We're going to take 2 minutes to do a brain dump, because you will have come here this morning, and if you're anything like me, we were chatting with some friends on the train on the way in. The mental load at this time of year is huge, and even just from me making the decision to leave my house to going and putting my coat on, which simply was about 10 steps, I was like, Have I spoken to my daughter? Have I told her what to do with the dog? Have I reminded her about this? Oh my goodness, there's something on the table that needs to be in the fridge. Oh, the dog bowl is not got any water in, and I know no one in my house is going to put water in that dog bowl. And that was simply 10 steps for me putting my coat on. And the mental load is huge. So this little exercise now, on the back or on the front, you decide where you want to put it, we're going to do a brain dump. I like to fondly refer to it as you are, it's going to sound a bit gross, especially if you're eating, vomiting out your thoughts onto a piece of paper. There is no format to it. It could become a list. You could write a poem. It could just be so crazy that you're not going to actually go back and look at this piece of paper again afterwards, unless obviously you've written a shopping list to remind you what to go and buy. But this is not for you to refer back to. This is to get the load out of your head and onto that piece of paper. So just for the next 10 minutes, you can be fully present with what we're talking about. So 10 minutes, no, not 10 minutes, 2 minutes. And I'm not very good at timings. I'm an early years teacher by trade, so timing is very fluid in my world. But I will time it for 2 minutes. You're just going to get out of your head what is swimming in there. Go. If not everyone has got a pen, but you would like a pen and you might need to make a friend to get a pen, then please do that. You've had a minute. It really doesn't need to be big stuff either. It could be simply, I don't know, I need to pick that sock off the stairs next time I walk past it. Because it's playing on your mind, get it out of your head. Right. How did that feel? Did everyone just take a breath now? Oh, it's out of your head. You can refer back to it if you want. You can burn it in a ceremony when you get home if you need to. But it's really important that you get things out of your head. Now, when I am fully in the vibe of doing this, I do this every morning, and I set a timer for 5 minutes, and I just write, and I write, and I write, and I get it out. Most of the time, I don't go back to it. But if I need to, it's there. But your brain is trying to hold on to so much information, and then your nervous system is coming up to meet it. Let's get it out of your head. Let's do ourselves a favor and have some benefits from just shelving some stuff. So that's a nice exercise for you to take forward. You can write notes on the other side if you think something I've said is a pearl of wisdom that you want to take away with you. I won't be offended if it's not. I'm an Aussie, questioning my life choices living in the north of England right now, but I don't take offence very easily, so do with it what you would like. What I also want you to do is to be thinking about one thing, because there is a wonderful book titled The One Thing. Nothing to do with parenting, nothing to do with family life, but it's actually really resonated with me, and it's an easy read if you need something to add to your Christmas list. And it's about how in life we can focus on one thing. We can focus on one thing in our work. We can focus on one thing with our kids. We can focus on one thing with the dog. We can focus on our one thing. We can have lots of one things, but if we focus on one thing within an area, we are more likely to achieve success. It's not saying you can't have other things that are like backup plans, so to speak, because it also depends on what your one thing is. But by the end of today, you are going to commit to a one thing that you are going to do during December, to lighten your load, to feel calmer, and because it's one thing, you're going to do it. And I will try and hold you accountable in some way, shape or form. I'll send you some good vibes out into the universe over December. But I'm also going to make you commit to it by writing it on a tag, which has a tie bit on it, and you're going to tie it to something, whether it is the mirror rear view mirror. See, I know how to drive my car. The rear view mirror in your car, whether it's on the cupboard in a kitchen, whether it's around something on your desk. But you're going to look at this because this is your one thing that in this moment when you took 10 minutes for yourself that you committed to doing. And it's just your visual prompt. So we will do the one thing at the end. I do like to talk as well. Sorry, Victoria and Lucy. So you may just need to keep an eye on the time because when I get going, I can just keep going. Okay, so what I was thinking about, what do I want you to take away today? And I was thinking, let's keep it simple. Simple works best when we've got so much going on at this festive period. And so it was the 3 B's. I often talk about the 3 P's, but today we're going to do the 3 B's, which are boundaries. I have to look at it to make sure I get it right. Bandwidth and balance. So boundaries, bandwidth, and balance. And I'm going to start with bandwidth because, in fact, I was speaking to a couple of wonderful women before we started about how the fact that in December, everybody and his dog decide that you should do something social. That's not even before you've thrown in visiting Santa and catching up with your elderly mother and all the rest of it. Everybody wants a little bit of you. What do you have bandwidth for? It's okay to be selfish. And we quite often at this time go, of course Thursday evening is free. It's not free. Maybe your bandwidth is you need to put a bubble around Thursday evening that says, that's my time to have a bubble bath. That's my time to get into bed early and with a good book. That's my time for whatever. But you have to work out what your bandwidth is. I'm an introvert by nature. I don't like going out in the evening. I went to a wonderful event last week with Tina. That was a major miracle to get me out in the evening because my bandwidth is, I like my quiet evenings. I give out so much during my day with the work that I do. By the time I get to the evening, I've got nothing left. And what I do have left, I've got to put into my child, and sometimes my husband, he's just sort of, sorry husband, but I've got to put it into other areas. And so what do you have the bandwidth for within December? No is a full sentence. And just because you have got a Saturday with no commitments, actually, if you're committed in your mind to doing the laundry or putting up the Christmas tree or cuddling on the sofa and watching Christmas movies all afternoon, you're busy. And it's okay to say no. And that might be that you put other people's noses a little bit out of joint. As long as it's done respectfully and kindly, that's okay. Because actually, people's last-minuteness is not your problem. Because you have created a space where you can cope with the rest of the festivities, and that's okay. If you're an extrovert and you love being outside, you feed on people, you get that energy from other people, crack on, do as many nighttime Thursday nights as you want in the lead up to Christmas, but know your bandwidth. And I would also say know the bandwidth of your family, your partner, your kids, your mother, whoever lives in your home or you are responsible for. What is their bandwidth? Do you need to build in slow days, restful days, catch-up days? That's up to you to decide. I can't make that decision for you. But what do you have the bandwidth for? What are you prepared to go over and above for? You don't need to say yes to every social engagement that comes your way. Balance. Balance at this time of year. Again, it sort of goes along with bandwidth. It's making wise choices about what you want to do. But what I tend to do is I make decisions, like I committed to Tina's wonderful event 6 weeks before I went. And when I committed to it, I was so excited. And I was like, I just want to go and it's going to be so lovely and I want to learn about who goes, I said it right, an evening, and I love the people who are going and I love Tina and it's going to be amazing. The day it came and I was like, I really love Tina, but I don't want to go. Like, my balance, my bandwidth, other things had come into my diary. I did go. I absolutely had an amazing time. I've taken lots of stuff away from it, which I am going to put into my December. But it was about balance, and actually I thought that is my one commitment for an evening. But that works for me. It may not work for you. Do what works for you. And then the other one is around boundaries. And boundaries, again, is very much, they all sort of intertwine and they all interlink. But what are your boundaries? Do you know what your boundaries are? And I mean that with, so Victoria and I quite often talk about putting time in our diaries. Like, I was really inspired by Victoria because she's like, Saturday afternoons are my family time. To the point now where everybody else around her knows that that is her sacred time with her family. She guards it with her life, Sorry, it is your life you guard it with, don't you?
Yeah, and the gates at the end of the day.
Yes, exactly. And so there are lots of things, but actually that has now influenced other people. Because she put a boundary around something, she's now influencing other people who are like, oh, that's a really good idea. I'm going to do that as well. And actually they're better for it. So you need to sit and do some reflection time on what your boundaries are. Okay, enough about the 3 Bs. I want to just bring you to some mindfulness now. So we're going to make this a bit playful. So if you're going to look at my bubbles and roll your eyes, sorry everyone, we're bringing yourself down to, as I say, I'm an early years teacher. So take a bubble mixture. Do not blow on it yet, please. This is where you're going to beat the 5-year-olds and not follow through. I will also give the health and safety warnings. Please, once you've got it open, don't tip it over yourself. Don't get so excited about it that you throw it into the air and it ends up giving yourself a bubble shower. It's not going to work out well. So, there's 4 there.
Thank you.
Sorry that you're not picking the colours you want. I just thought otherwise we're going to be doing this. This is my gift to you. You should eat your bubbles.
I was going to.
I went to the very first one, yeah, and then I haven't had a chance to come again to now, because it's just the 4th one, so I've missed 2. Yeah, he's good. I think he's sad now the golf season's over.
No, seriously, they're not created equal.
He's good. He's going he's going to the clubhouse.
The excitement in the room is palatable already.
He's going.
If you can see
He's
me,
got
touch
another
your
deal
nose.
before. It's just
If you can hear me, touch your head. If you can hear me, wave at me. If you can hear me, wag your finger at the person next to you. If you can hear me, look at me. Okay. The excitement was palatable, guys. I really got that you are excited about these. As I was saying, not all bubbles are created equal. I got some, which the only job in life was to be a bubble, and you blew on them and they just kind of went like this. And I was like, well, that's not up for this Aiga event, is it? That's not going to work at all. But I want to use these to introduce the concept of mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Anyone want to share their thoughts on what mindfulness is? Being present in the moment, absolutely and completely. And I think that is one thing that goes out of the window in December, because I was saying to some other people this morning, I got really triggered last week. My dearest friend in the whole wide world sent me a voice note, which triggers me to start off with. Sorry, Vic. I'm like, well, it wasn't her. Somebody else sent me a voice note, and they left this voice note in pure innocence. And it was, I've done all my Christmas shopping. I wanted to slap her. I wanted to divorce her, and I was triggered because I was like, but I haven't done it, and I'm running out of time. This was November. I'm running out of time, and I'm not going to do it. And then I thought, no, I'm actually just going to bring myself back to the moment. Of course there's time. Of course I'm going to get it done. It's only me that has the expectations in my head of what I think I should be doing, or the perfect gift that I should be getting. And actually, when I brought myself back to being in the moment, I was like, okay, I won't divorce her. She's a really lovely friend and I need her in my life. I will just breathe my way through it. But it's worth being aware of your triggers, especially over this festive period. And if we can bring ourselves back to mindfulness and being present, amazing. So, when we are instructed, we're going to open the bubbles. Again, health warning, please don't tip them all over yourself in the excitement. But we're going to first I use bubbles to help us learn to breathe, which you might think is a really funny thing. But when we get stressed, all our breath goes into our chest. What we want is our breathing down in our belly. And so this is just a fun way to remind you to get yourself back doing belly breathing. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, and when you breathe out, you're going to breathe onto your bubble wand. All I ask is that the breath in is shorter than the breath out. So in, than you
They
do.
are good bubbles. My
They
4-year-old will
are.
be very happy with
Well,
them.
you can gift these to your 4-year-old. So, okay, so that's what you're going to do now. And you just maybe do that 2 to 4 times. We don't want you hyperventilating. So just in through your nose and out through your mouth, watching those bubbles as they travel, making sure the out breath is just slightly longer than the in breath. And do breathe out through your mouth as long as you can, because that is what's getting it back down into your belly, and that is the calm. And what I always say to people is, you can always take your breath with you. You are not going to forget to breathe, but you can influence how you breathe to calm yourself down in a situation. Like, you're not always going to have the bubbles with you, but again, if you can have that visualization of breathing in and watching the bubbles spurt out, that is very calming. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to blow on our bubbles again, and I want you to tune into the colours that you can see, and just start shouting out the colours of the bubbles that you can see when they are out in the world.
Blue,
Pink,
Green.
real pink at the moment. Never pink out.
Blue.
Green.
Green.
Okay. Now, yeah, it's amazing, and I love they become translucent, and then when they spin, they become different colours. Who knew we were going to spend so much time looking at bubbles this morning? But it's not over yet, everybody. So, what we're going to do now is and we're all going to have to be really quiet for this, and I will even try to stop talking, is you're going to listen to the sounds that they make. So blow on your bubbles. Again, you don't have to do the in through your nose, out through your mouth if you are feeling a bit lightheaded. Just breathe out on your bubbles. Listen to the sounds that they make. What sounds did you hear? I heard someone go, like that. I was like, wow, that's lovely, I like that. What sounds did they make? They did pop, but they also make other sounds. They crackle. And again, I was sort of like, when I do this activity quite often, and I was like, oh, every time I do, I think, oh, I really like that. Okay, this time when you blow on your bubbles, sorry, loves, it's not over yet. We're involving your senses, which is part of being mindful, is if we can involve our senses in what we're doing, we are more likely to come back to being in the moment quicker. So this time you're going to blow on your bubbles, and you're going to see how many bubbles you can catch on your wand. So you're going to, and you can actually stack quite a lot, but you have to go gently. I can see Rachel at back, fully committed. I'll blow some into the middle. Here you go. Oh no, that didn't work at all. Okay.
Me and my partner tested it, but we've been a bit aggy.
Okay. How many did you collect? Who collected 1? Excellent. Who collected 2? 3. Whoa, high achievers. Who collected 4? 5? Great, 4 is awesome. Everybody give yourself a pat on the back. If you collected 1, you are awesome. Okay, so my point about doing this is obviously to remind you to breathe, to remind you to come back to mindfulness. This is my gift to you. Please take it away. Obviously, please make sure that it is securely fastened so it's not leaking in your handbag, and you're cursing me when you're coming to do a court case and you're like, oh, that's Lisa, just tipped her bubbles out in my bag. But I think it's playful and it's fun. And I think sometimes we forget to be playful and fun at this time of year, but we also forget to engage our senses because we're already 3 or 4 steps ahead trying to get into that mode where actually we just need to bring ourselves back to the here and the now. Things are going to get done. It's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. So I've got loads of other things to say, but I'm very conscious of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk around the last thing I'm going to say before we do our label. So be thinking about your label. Lucy, would you mind just handing labels out for me?
Yeah, you can donate mine to Toby.
If you don't,
I don't think Luke will want to.
I was going to say, if you
play
don't,
with them.
usually the little ones, you'll just take them.
I just
Give out
I'll
whatever's
start,
in there.
I'll start at the back and I'll come forward.
If you don't want your bubbles, I won't be offended at all. I'm an Aussie. It's very, very hard to offend me. Just give them back, and I will use them with the kids that I work with or whomever. I'll give them as gifts. The other thing I wanted to talk about just before we end is your brain is an amazing organ in your body. Absolutely amazing. But it's also kind of silly because it can't tell between fact and fiction. So if you are telling your brain, I'm so busy, I'm stressed, I've got so much to do, your brain thinks it's going to be really, really helpful, and it says, oh, they're stressed, they're really busy, they've got so much to do. I'll find all the evidence I can to support that belief system. So it throws up things that you hadn't even discovered were busy or overwhelming or stressful or whatever, and it just keeps throwing them in your path to prove your belief system right. So we can use the power of yet. So I'm not where I want to be yet. That's quite a nice side swipe on the brain, because the brain goes, oh, I'm stressed now, but might not be stressed always. Okay, I'll find some evidence to support the other side of it. Or you simply tell your brain, like I did last week with the triggering phone call from my friend, and I have to admit I did tell her I was triggered by her phone call, where I just went, it's going to happen. It's going to be okay. I'm going to get this sorted. Whether I block out some time in my diary to make it happen, or whether I talk to a friend, or whether I have an early night to make me feel better, it's going to happen. And my brain suddenly went, of course she's going to get her Christmas presents sorted. Of course it's going to be all right. And suddenly planting all the evidence why that belief system was the right one to have. And you know what? Not to trigger anyone, but I sat down on the weekend from the comfort of my sofa, and I am done with Christmas now. And I did support Amazon, I'm sorry. I did support small businesses. I did do a whole range of things, but the gifts are all going to start arriving. I think there's a meme going around at the moment that if a goat arrives from Amazon, it probably will just be something I've shoved in my cart and it's just arriving. But my brain found the evidence to prove that I could find the time to do what that was stressing me out. So what are you telling your brain? That's my question to you. Again, you don't need to share it, but what are you saying to your brain about what December is going to look like for you? Okay, I'm going to leave it there. What I would like is on the label or the post-it note or whatever that you have been handed, could you just write your one thing? What are you committing to in December? It might not be something that I've spoken about. It might be that you've had a light bulb moment while I'm talking. It might be that, for me, I was saying to another curly-haired lady, my commitment to myself, this is going to make you laugh, in December, is I'm not straightening my hair. I'm going to go wild, as you can see. Some days curls are better than others. Today we've got a good curly hair day. But my commitment to myself, my one thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off straightening my hair when I don't need to. I don't need to. And it sounds so silly and so petty and so selfish, but that will free me up quite a lot of hours in my life of thinking about it and trying to make it work, and then working out my washing hair cycle that then goes along with the curly hair and the straight hair and the I'm just not doing it. So I said it can be on that level of pettiness, or it can be something bigger. I'm committing to being more mindful and in the moment. I'm committing to taking a breath when I feel overwhelmed. I'm committed to recognizing I am being triggered and doing something about it. I'm committing to putting some time in my diary now and marking it as busy and not letting anyone else into it. What are you committing to in December that's going to change something for you for the better? So, has anybody willing to share what their one thing is? Victoria?
I am going to start doing my yoga again. So prior to having Annabelle, I would practice daily.
Nice.
So it was great for my body, but also just taking my chill time, do it first thing in the morning, and I've really missed it, and my back really hurts. I'm stood here now and I can't wait, so I'm going to start doing
Nice,
yoga again.
love that. Anybody else got something they want to share that they're committing to in December?
I'm going to stop stressing about those effing elves.
Martha is going to stop stressing about Elf on the Shelf. And if you are parents in this room and you have not started Elf on the Shelf, my advice to you is don't.
No, don't.
Or send them back to the North Pole every couple of days for a check-in with Santa, and that will free you up some time. Yeah, we did kindness elves in our house, so we did a bit of a slant on it, and they only came for 12 days before Christmas. But actually, that's another interesting conversation, is have a chat with your family about what's important to them over this festive period. You know, again, I'm dealing with a 17-year-old, and there were some things that she mentioned to me that I was like, oh, I'm not doing that, don't have time for that. And it means a lot to her. And even some of the, I don't work a lot with kids, I work more with parents and adults, but every now and then I get a child through, and a child walked through and went, oh, you've done your Christmas things and I love it. And again, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. But it means a lot. So actually, but if you don't have the conversation with your loved ones, what can you drop and what can't you drop? You don't know. Anybody else want to commit to their one thing in December? Tina?
I'm buying a paper calendar.
Ooh. Ooh.
Buying a paper calendar.
Is that so the information is not in your head?
Yes, so that everything that you've been saying, I can actually, so I'm going to, an annual one like this,
Yep.
and I'm going to go
I'll give
family,
you-
family.
I'll give you an even better tip.
Okay.
A whiteboard that you do weekly, so because things change. Or I have a week at a glance, which is something I used to do when I was a deputy head of operations. And it was, I used to give out lots of information so that my staff and the parents could be really well informed, so that you could actually run your busy lives in the way you needed to do it. But I now use it for my busy household. And so the information goes into our shared family calendar. And then each week I do a week at a glance, a piece of paper that I blue tack to a cupboard door that says what's happening. And the only information in it is the stuff that's pertinent to all of my family members. So me coming here, actually this is on it because there was a knock on to dog care and child having to do something, but if there wasn't a knock on, it wouldn't have gone onto the calendar because it only affects me. So that one's quite a good one. I find the big calendars, even with grown-up children, they look at it and go, I don't understand. I can't read it. I don't know what bit is to me. The other useful piece of tip that I would say to you on that one is don't be the fountain of all knowledge for your families. If they come to you and you know something's on a calendar, go have a look. Because otherwise they will always rely on you to be the fountain of knowledge for everything. And that works for partners as well. Okay.
I should say, yeah.
Yeah, works very well for partners. Anything else that anyone's committing to in December? No, that's fine. It's very personal. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to commit to the 19th of December shutdown. Done.
Oh, nice. Yay, we're all supportive of that. Yeah. Nice, I love it. Great. So, take away your tags, take away your post-it note, put it somewhere where you're going to remember it. Maybe it's in your wallet or the back of your phone case, or as I said, tie it to something in your car, but just something where you're not going to forget about its existence. So there you go. I hope you've taken some pearls today. I have definitely gone over time. Sorry. And have a wonderful, wonderful festive season. And if you want to keep in contact with me, I'm on socials as Anissa Lewis Positive Parenting. I'm on LinkedIn as Anissa Lewis. And my cheeky ask, which I did get permission to ask, is if you know anyone within your organisations, with your children's schools, anything like that, that would like a speaker like me to come in. I have worked with Lloyds, I do work with Lloyds, I've worked with Aviva, I've done work with the police, you name it, I've pretty much got my finger in lots of pies, and I would love a connection in order to be able to spread what I do and help more parents on a wider level. And next week, if you want, there is a free parenting clinic which is run online, which you can advertise to friends and family, and it's all about parenting wellbeing. And that's just a half an hour thing, and the replay is sent out. So thank you very much for your time and indulging me with that last little bit.
So thank you so much, Lisa. I spent 10 years listening to this amazing lady draw upon all different experiences, talk to me about, coaching, elite leaders, coaching parents and working with children, and every single time I listen to her, I go, oh yeah, she's right. Oh yeah, I should do that. So thank you, Anissa.
My pleasure, thank you.
That was really insightful. I'll say that I need to order my cheese from the cheese man because that's stressing me out.
There you go.
I need to get it in because I really like my Eve cheese.
Perfect.
And if I don't have it on Christmas Day, I
Just
will
do it today, get it out of your head.
I will do. So my ask is, everyone's sat really comfortably now. We've got loads more food, drinks, teas, coffees. Please stand up, come on in here, grab yourself